Hello, it's Giles here from 101 Part-Time Jobs. If you like what we're doing and you'd like to support us, you can. For £1, £4 or £10 a month at our Patreon, patreon.com/101 Part-Time Jobs. You can help support our independent production. We are so happy with the way this is going. We appreciate all of you listening and watching our episodes. So thank you for being here. If you'd like to take it that one step further, you can. That's at patreon.com/101 Part-Time Jobs. Cheers.
The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire. The human postponer. They were the master of one phrase. I'll circle back on that. But 3 months later, you are the one doing all their work and wondering how big that circle is. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can take the hiring load off your plate by automating the hiring busy work from the initial job post to scheduling interviews. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality. This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
101 Part-Time Jobs. It is like about the lengths that people go through to go to kind of play music and to fucking do the thing, because I think there's enough like challenges in it, just like prioritizing it, especially as like adults. I think it's probably one thing doing it when you're a teenager and you're like, we're going to the pub and all our friends are there, and then to be in like your mid-20s or something and be like, okay, all right, got family, got life, got partner, whatever, and like, no, I still care enough about it. There's still like an amount of, there's something in you that needs to do it. And like, maybe it's a bit on the nose and like cheesy to talk about, but it comes from somewhere, right? There needs to be some kind of like fire in you. Tell us about that for you. You've been around for 10 years. Was that there when you started 10 years ago? When you were like, okay, because you can't plan. So I guess there's always an element of like, oh, we just try this thing and then keep on going, keep pulling at this thread. Yeah. But you still like a certain amount of organization and like care that goes into it, right?
But
like love.
Like thread pulling is 100% us. Yeah. It's like, let's tug on this as hard as we can and just see if something else happens, and there was never any plan to that. Like it was literally pulling a thread's probably the best way I've ever heard anyone explain. It's just like curiosity of being like, can we maybe go tour in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Okay. We can go to Melbourne,
Were you good at asking people?
Well, we were lucky because we had friends in bands already in Melbourne or whatever, just like friends that were playing down there. So yeah, we were kind of good in that way. Like we've always been like independent or whatever. Like I print our t-shirts, we do all the merch. Jacob like runs all of our emails and like books tours and shit.
Do you screen print?
Yeah. But
it's a good skill to have.
Yeah.
AI's not going to take that.
Very handy.
Well, that's why the only reason they wanted me in the band, I think.
cheap t-shirts.
No,
that's a good enough reason.
We didn't even know you could do it then. That was just a bonus later on.
But then like, so like we do owe, it was a lot of favors and like some really sweet friends and people that like were just fun as to hang out with. But like you were saying, like with the whole like that feeling in you that you're like, oh, we kind of still have to keep doing that, like because I make art and stuff as well, and I always think about exactly that, because like like I rent a studio to like and take a day off a week to just be in my studio, and some days I don't do anything at all or like pretend I'm doing stuff in there. And
drinking cups of tea, thinking.
Definitely not having tea, but I'm drinking something in there. And then like the band as well, and like it's just like it can be so like this is so much work, but it's mainly just time and like mental energy. Yeah. And you're like, but I can't not do this. Like you have to do it, or otherwise you feel like you're selling yourself short. And it's such a strange, like especially for us, like really early on, we were pretty much like had a chat and being like, do we really want to like follow this and like hit up PR companies and hit up management and see if we can like book tours, or like if someone will book stuff for us? And we were like, nah, let's just like go about our normal lives. Like, cause we've all got like heaps of other hobbies, and like we live like close to the water, and like we all surf and like love doing other stuff. So it's like, and like us, like most of us also like working, and so it's like, all right, let's see how much we can get away with before we completely like burn ourselves out. Just doing it ourselves, and see how far we can get doing it like that, which is like, so like when you finish something like a record or like put together, like see people at shows in Paris, and there's like however many people there, and you're going, wow, so this is how far you can get without like having to fully just like throw yourself at it, you know? Like we're kind of like being lazy in a sense in terms of like not putting all of our eggs in the basket and not wanting to, and just being like, how much can we live our normalish lives while still being able to do this other really special, cool thing?
Yeah, that's cool to hear, because I guess like you grow up and you're into like pop punk and then or like metal or like basically and like Kerrang front cover stuff. And if you like learn, oh, that's how bands operate, you know, anyone will be forgiven for thinking, oh, like, okay, we're going to do an EP. We do need a label. We do need this. We do need that. Because that's what you know. And actually, it's a privilege to think otherwise, right? To be like, no, actually, you give yourself the time and the space to be like, we don't have to do what other people do. I think that happens a lot in music. I think maybe now it's not happening as much because it's not so much like a monoculture. People are doing different shit. It sounds different. They make their own music videos. They make their own designs. Like, I think that's always good. I mean, obviously that's like the punk rock, one of the punk rock ways.
Until you find out that it's kind of not. You know, until someone lifts the curtain and you're like, oh, those guys have been doing that all this time?
For sure.
I didn't know that. Like,
were there sometimes you were like, okay, we've had to like change ideas a little bit?
We've found that a fair bit, and like Jacob's been keen, obviously because he carries a lot of the like workload in terms of organising stuff. He's like, wouldn't be bad to see what would happen if we get this person to do this thing for us. But then I think because we've been doing it ourselves for so long,
they wouldn't do it right.
I think it was like I would just become a middleman between like the manager or the full-time booker, there's someone else with a plan and the guys, and I'm like, that's almost more work than just being a part of it and figuring it out, you know?
Because you've got to be across it. I think like Wayne Kramer in MC5 was like, he delegated jobs.
And I think it's been to our detriment in some ways in terms of like how the whole game of the industry works and whatever. But because it's like, why would you want to work with us? We don't want to play that many shows. We've already know how much stuff actually costs to do and like all of that shit. And we're heavily unorganized and like happy just not going on tour as well. Like,
you future-proofed it.
No one's making money off us. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, they're like, all right, yeah, we'll book you all these shows. We're like, whoa. When we said we wanted a booking manager, we didn't want you to actually book shows.
We just wanted you to
stay
do
home
something
that weekend.
Can you come back from tour and like, you know, candid questions, so feel free to not, you know, answer it as much as you like, but can you come home from tour with some cash to put towards rent or something?
Definitely doesn't go towards rent. I think this time as well, like we've paid ourselves roughly we just like figured a figure of like what our wage would be while we're away.
Nice. That's adult stuff.
We got some shit to pay for.
And then last time I think we came home with like a tiny bit. We just
the last one was like 20 odd dates, and we had some really good shows at the end, so that was probably a great one. This one, it's a shorter tour, and like so probably not so much, especially with like the Middle East conflict. Most of the cheaper flights go through Dubai, and so our flights were like double and more than what they should have been. But we also kind of found last time we were like, the longer we spend on the road, the more money we spend on beer and food, and we can't. You're kind of just like you're eating and drinking yourself to even every day.
So, I mean that's kind of a nice. That all kind of points towards a reason to do like nice short tours.
Where
you can enjoy yourself, and it feels like a holiday. There's also some cash coming in, and maybe you do a holiday either side of it. Where you stay somewhere. And you're like, well, all right, time off.
The tour was paid for. We've at least broken even, and we're not losing money from that we would have been making at home. So it's like, it just like cancels itself out. Plus we got to do some like cool as fuck shit. Like that's the thing. Like, I'll go home and even before I left, and like I work for a shout outs Byron Bay Brick and Block Laying. And like all the boys at work, I'm fuck, are you gonna do this? Like, you're excited, like they must be sick. And I'm like, oh man, I'm probably not as excited as I should be because I'm like a bit PTSD from last time we were there. But like, it's one of those things where you get home and you're like, fuck, that was so cool. We got to do that crazy thing. And like, that was so, and it's like, it's hard to like say that to someone when like they're going to be laying bricks the whole time on the way. And we're like just drinking beers in like whatever in Paris or whatever. And they're like, that must be so sick. I'm like, yeah, we're mainly just waiting for the venue to open so we can
It looks good.
Hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait routine. Go and know.
Yeah. And it's like, we do really love it. But it's also like, it's hard to explain to... Yeah. And I think that's like the same, like the whole like concept of what you're doing, which what I really liked was like that pulling the curtain back kind of thing. And it's like, wow, they're touring Europe. And you're like, wow, they just must be. I remember we played at the Enmore, which is like a kind of big venue in Sydney. We were supporting a friend's band. And mum and dad came to the gig. And I'm like back room, like in the green room after, just like sitting there by myself, like with a beer staring at the ground. And my mum comes in, she's like, where are all the strippers?
Mom. Stop it, Mum.
Yeah,
Not
you
here.
can't. She's
What are you talking about? When does that ever happen? Especially because there's not that many management, like it's such a small world in Australia. And so there's not that many tour managers or labels or anything. And so like smaller or like starting out bands so easily get like hoodwinked by like a label or a management company because they're like, oh, these kids are like eager and keen to play gigs, like, and like there's a few people
we need someone on the roster.
Them. Yeah, and they're like, let's sign these groms and like then just like work them into oblivion, and then they all hate each other and like don't get past their first album. And it's like, do as much of it yourself as you can. And like, it's easier to do than you, like, it seems overwhelming, but it's like literally just like a few emails kind of.
Yeah. And like, you're just learning new shit along the way, right? Like back to one of the earlier questions when you were kind of talking about getting the band started and being like, oh, we know we're going to need a label and probably need to do this. We'll get the first EP. It's like, we were the dead opposite of that. Is we kind of went in blind, just thinking like, oh, we'll just release music, which, and if it's good, it'll pop off, which, it kind of did for us. But once we sort of got in and started doing stuff, and then you kind of reach out to a friend's band and the manager emails you back. Yeah. And like redirects you in another direction.
Yeah. You're like, can't speak with them.
Yeah, you're like, wait a second, these are just our friends. Why the fuck do we have to go through this person?
And the irony of that is like your friend is probably like maybe not knowing about it.
Most of the time not, and it's like
they think that's what they should be doing.
Yeah, well, they're just kind of doing what because they're figuring it out as they're going as well, like early 20s, mid 20s. So, but it's kind of like for us, we were like, oh, shit, all right. A lot of the bands that we like really look up to or admire that have been doing cool stuff, we're like, they've actually got more help. And that was like, we kind of had the conversation of like, do we do it? And it was kind of a thing of being like, nah, fuck, I think we can just do this on our own.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sure if we put our heads down, we figure it out, and that was it. Like Googling how to put music on Spotify
Teach a man
yourself.
to fish.
Yeah, 100%. And this has been like the best learning curve to heaps of that,
Are you still learning? Do you still like, are you doing stuff now and you're like, oh, we fucked that up?
Yeah.
We screwed the pooch on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, heaps of stuff, even just like learning probably like where it's the original 4 members, from the band. And we've had conversations if like one of us were to leave, that's like the end of the band, because we all write equal shares everything we do. It's like 4-part band. We just sit down in a room and make a song, and that's that. So it's no one's sort of creative vision. We kind of let it happen on its own. And like for us with that, it's like there's 4 of us who have 4 partners. So it's kind of like you got 4 boyfriends and 4 girlfriends. It's like this big thing to consider, So you kind of do.
That's human. Like that's caring.
Yeah. And it sort of teaches you a lot about being like, all right, I really want this thing, but I've got to step back for a second and kind of consider like all of us as a whole. And like, we're super lucky that we're really close and my brother's in the band and stuff, but that's been probably a massive learning curve over like, it's a 10-year period.
You learn how to have conversations. I think people go through life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not being very good at that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard.
Just like learning how to, just especially when you're like touring Europe for 21 days or whatever, and you're like, okay, I won't be doing that again to that person, or I won't be saying that again. Like,
Sorry.
We really all, and even like, you know, after the tour and stuff, it's like you didn't want to talk about like band shit, but you all still want to hang out. Like you're hanging, but we can't talk about band stuff. And like that's not even a set rule.
Any code words?
It's just like, please, no one bring up band stuff.
I think everyone knows. I think we're all in the same boat of being like, let's just go have beers and don't talk about the war.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
Talk about the fuck up.
Yeah.
What are some of the, you saying you do brick stuff, you bricklay, you do like manual work?
I drive we kind of all do. Yeah, I drive trucks and do some labouring for a brick and block laying company.
You get paid all right for that in Australia, can't you?
Bricklaying, yeah. Good. We've got like 4 Poms working for us. You should come over if you ever need it.
I like did it a couple of days here, and I was like, good fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, try that, but in like 38 degrees.
Yeah, 35 degrees and 90% humidity. You'll be done.
It doesn't pay well here, though. Yeah. You know, it doesn't pay very well. At least the stuff that I sort of put my toes into, almost cut my fingers off in one of them. But.
Yeah, brick saws are dangerous. Hey,
so that's like that, but that's all right then if you can earn enough doing that and you can do it, get through it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's why we're not so like ever like desperate to play shows and stuff. It's like I like my life at home, and like I like my job. The people I work with are hilarious, and like every day is chaotic, but it's like, yeah, I think it's also important. I think it's so conducive, especially in the kind of like realm that we're in, like music wise and just attitude wise. It's like so important to have a normal relationship with like just the real world, because otherwise pretty quickly, like, what are you writing songs about? Like who are you talking about? Like writing a song about like I don't know, like a door person, or like, you know, like that becomes your whole world, and like that's not relatable to most people. So it's like, if you can write songs that other people can understand because they also have a normal job, then like I feel like it really comes off. Yeah, people know that it's like genuine and whatever, because you can't really fake it. And I also love it. Like,
yeah, good on you. I feel very the same. I was telling you before recording, like how I just got into radio work, and like mid-30s, like got a flat I like, got a partner I love, a cat that I love. I'm like, I love my area, I love my road. I know everyone who works on the road, all the different shops and cafes and off licenses. I'm like, oh, this is good. This is good. I like this.
Yeah, well,
I never felt that way.
That little bit of stability kind of helps you do the 21 days on the road, or, you know, like that kind of stuff where you're like, this is going to be a bit of a slog, but you're kind of just like, I'm good in all my other shit, so I can like go off and do this and come back to it. And I just like, I don't know if I'd have that if I was trying to just do music full time all the time.
Danger of that.
Yeah, and it's like, it's commercializing the product that you love. I kind of think that's the most dangerous thing in the entire world. Right? Like then you start making concessions about shit that you wouldn't normally give in on before. You're like, oh, we get a bit more money if we do it that way, or we can do it that. It's like, well, if you're making money doing all your other shit, then you kind of don't have to kind of give in to chasing a dollar, which like cannibalizes the thing that you love so much. So we're lucky to just have that.
There's like a yin and a yang thing to that conversation, because the people come into your shows and letting loose probably been working that day. You know, they want to spend their cash on beers with their friends and listening to some good loud music.
Yeah, but us too. You know, like we finish work at pretty much, if we play a show in Melbourne on a Friday, I'm teeing up a 1 o'clock flight. These guys work, like we work till midday, drive to the airport, and then like you fly down that night. And then like we used to do Sunday shows. We've kind of stopped doing that now, but for a long time, like we were flying home at 6 a.m. on a Monday and pulling up to work at 8 a.m. stinking like beer and cigarettes and shit, you know, like.
Have you got some forgiving bosses over the years?
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be all 3 of their bosses at one point in time in a warehouse. So we had like,
even since then, like I've had in the trades, it's just like they're friends that I've worked with. So it's like, and like when they hire me, that you're like, and you know that like I'll be going away, and they're like, yeah. So like you feel like the chosen one at work. The other boys going, what? How did you get? Like we're working on Saturday.
Smoko.
You're a suck up. What have you been doing? I'm a big fan of like the work gaff. I think like playing in bands and working jobs either side of it, and just doing that yin and the yang, trying to balance with that all the time. you're gonna make some fuck ups, and you're gonna like piss off your boss. You're gonna cause the boss a lot of money or a lot of pain, or just like forget shifts that you're working, just like screw the pooch and fuck it up. Have you got some good memories of, could I ask you to drag up some bad memories of times where it's like, okay, yeah, really need to sort my life out after that?
Well, yeah, I hate looking at calendars. So I'm hopeless with this shit. Like, even just coming here, like, I was like, oh, I haven't put in my leave request yet. And it was like less than 2 weeks before we were leaving. I remember at the end of last year saying to Tommy, my boss, being like, yeah, we've got a couple shows before Christmas. And then, like, at some point I will have to take leave. Early next year, we're going to Europe. And he was like, yeah, whatever. And then it was like 2 weeks out, and I was like, oh shit, I still haven't put in that leave.
Even like, I mean, Cam, I think he was mid-flight. He was on his way to the airport, and he's like, all right, lads, I'm going to the airport. I'll see you in Paris. And I was like, nah, dude, we're going to Amsterdam. Yes. And he's like, we're flying to Amsterdam. He's like, what? I thought we were going to Paris this whole time. I was like, but yeah, there's shit like that.
Responsibility.
Like, yeah.
I thought we were going to Rotterdam. So I thought.
Yeah, there you go.
How about you? Any fuck ups at work? If you're the boss, I suppose, that's an extra level.
I was managing a warehouse, like a clothing warehouse that everyone was working in, and the bosses were super forgiving. Yeah. So that was sweet. But like, yeah, definitely had plenty of times of like rolling into work on like a Monday, and my boss came over, he's like, oh yeah, go home, take a shower. He's like, go home, take a shower and come back in a couple of hours. And I'm like, fuck you. That bad? And he's like, yeah, it's that bad. Like, you gotta. He's like, you're sweet. Like, I'm not mad at you and stuff. And he's like, I lived around the corner. He's like, just boost home, have a shower, and come back. So he's like, you fucking stink.
You must build up so much goodwill with the people you work with for them to be like, to forgive you all the time, and just to be like, oh, he's all right.
We build up the goodwill, or we pick people that are like, I think we can get away with this with these guys.
Yeah. Strategic.
Yeah.
You just gotta. You just gotta drop that shit up front and be like, I told you about this, man. It was coming. You knew it.
Yeah, we try and work for fans.
You say you do other art stuff. Like what kind of stuff? What medium is the word, isn't it?
Yes, I got an art studio, so I do a lot of screen printing, and I do just kind of like collage. I mean, I'd probably just call them paintings, but they got like printmaking and painting and collagey stuff, and like it's all pretty similar to the music kind of. Yeah, it's like
your approach to it.
Yeah, and just like the themes and everything. So yeah, that's like I've been doing that for forever, and especially when we first started the band, it was like, fuck, this is awesome. Like, I don't need to look at my work, so I can just yell at people, like, and they have to listen. Like, I'm not standing there calling on, hope they like that painting. Yeah.
So you put on shows, like you've done exhibitions, you've done it enough time. That's wicked, man.
Yeah, since I was like probably maybe 16, some friends started a gallery in the little town where I grew up, and like, so yeah, been doing it for a long time, so it feels like pretty normal. Me and my wife had a show together just before we came over here, and so like I do that, or try and do that once a week, and like write as well. Like wrote self-published a book last year, and like it's always like nice having the ability to jump between like doing band stuff, be like, all right, now I've got an art show to work towards, or like, oh, we're writing for an album, like I can put all my energy here. And like, I think if I was like just going like, I am a painter, like what am I making today? It's nice to be able to like, I'm not a painter today, I am going to try and write a song, or like, like.
It's cool to, I said it earlier, but like prioritizing that. I just think a lot about that as an adult, like growing up. I'm like, oh fuck, whatever you prioritize, you end up doing that. You end up being that. And I think a lot of people, I think like, oh fuck, I can't do the things I want to do because I need to pay rent, or I need to do this thing that my parents wanted me to do. Yeah. I think that's like I think it's radical. I think it's sick when people can do what they want to do.
And also just having the luxury to be able to, and like firstly the luxury to be able to do it. And
but yours is a conscious choice. Like you won't, like you've got a good, like, curtain back on it all, you got a good setup now, but like you've had that studio for 4 years when you didn't have a lot of really consistent 5 years, you didn't have a lot of consistent work, and you were like, when you told me, you were like, I don't know if we were working together at the time, you told me like, I'm not working Mondays now, I'm just concentrating on this, and I was like, how the fuck are you going to make that work? Like, it's hard enough to pay rent and shit off 5 days a week work. I'm like, you're going to just force yourself back to 4, but you were like, yeah, I'll just make it work.
Yeah.
And then
paying rent twice, once on the studio.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the studio is like a lot cheaper than, but like, yeah. But yeah, it's just like that. Like, yeah, it is about prioritizing, being like it blew my mind. Like I went to like an art school or whatever, and I remember like bumping into a girl I went to art school with, like 2 years after she'd graduated or whatever, and I was like, "You still making paintings?" She's like, "Oh no." She's like, "I just manage this pub." I'm like, "But you make paintings in the afternoon and stuff?" She's like, "No, I haven't like painted since we were at uni." I'm like, "What? Why did you go to uni to?" But it happens heaps. Like, it's like, "Oh no, we have to grow up. Like, you got to choose, either you do work or you do this thing." And like, even like, because a lot of time I'll like leave work at the time I'm meant to leave work because I've got some other like commitment to do with like art stuff or whatever. People are like, you like hardly ever stay back. I'm like, I'm going to do more work. I'm not going home to sit in the lounge. And it kind of baffles me when people like just finish work and then go home, because I haven't done that for like 5-6 years. I'm like, I finish work and sometimes I don't do anything at the studio, but I go there every hour though after work. Yeah, I'd be kicking myself if I wasn't doing that. Like,
what is it? Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know. I think about it a lot. It's just like inescapable. Like, me and my ex-girlfriend, we came here in 2018, did 3 months in a van, like touring around Europe and the UK. She's like, I want to stay for another month. I was like, I've got to fucking go home. I was like, I've got too many like things in my head. I need to like go like sort this out. I can't do it in a van. Like, I need to go home and like get this out. Like, it's such a crazy drive. I think about it, often, especially when I'm paying rent and like just had an art exhibition and didn't sell any paintings. And I'm just going, what the fuck? What am I doing? And then like, hot tip, if ever I've had a show, just wait till the week after, come past the studio and I'll probably just give you one. I'm like, get these out of here.
This is like, what I'm about to say can be like very divisive, because obviously you need money. Everyone needs money. But it is very, I think it's
go to work.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, fully. Yeah,
it is very cool to do something not for money.
Yeah,
and it's not a transactional thing. You're doing it because you want to. You might not even know exactly, put it into words. You can't, fully explain why. I think that's like the best reason to do anything. Why do people go skateboard or surf?
Yeah. I think it comes back like to the band as well. Like, applies the same. It's like, I'd like to think that we would be doing this, not that we make any money out of it anyway, but it's like, we are doing this without making money, It's like, and the same with that. It's like, do it anyway. It's not because of some end product. It's just like, I can't not do it. Like, can't live with myself if I can't do it. And I hope, I say that now, I'm 31, but like, maybe I'll get to 35 and be like, I think I'm done. I think
you got this far.
I need some money.
It would be good to have that extra however much a week, and maybe that'd be true. But like,
just spend it. You spend it on something you don't need.
It'll disappear. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Like a washing machine or something.
Yeah.
Just like more
you get
nice
an extra
dinners.
square meter in your bedroom.
Yeah.
You fucking
new mattress would be nice, to be fair. I've got a trick with the mattress. Just rotate it 180. Because then, like, where you've got all like the lumps and bumps, they go away because your legs have been on it.
Yeah, you got to flip them.
I don't know how
flip and
stinky
rotate.
your feet are.
Full routine.
I've never flipped the mattress. I don't know.
You're about to find out. Jacob and Jacob, thank you so much. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
That's my radio
Thanks,
presenter
mate.
exit. Thank you very much. So that was Jacob and Jacob from Miniskirt. Great bands. They've just put out this record called All That We Know. Go and listen to that. Go and blast it. Buy it on a record. But it looks like it might be sold out on their Bandcamp. That's how good it is. I think they've finished up their tour for this half of the year. But they're supporting Foo Fighters in Brisbane in November, if you're heading to that. Excellent band. Glad they were up for it. And cheers to you for being here. We've had recent episodes of Stuart Lee, Pierce, Sublime, and coming up we got ones with Get Down Services, Ebb, Mary Wallopers, The Tubs, Power Plant, and loads more. So to get those, click subscribe. Cheers. Hello, it's Giles here from 101 Part-Time Jobs. If you like what we're doing and you'd like to support us, you can. For £1, £4 or £10 a month at our Patreon, patreon.com/101 Part-Time Jobs. You can help support our independent production We are so happy with the way this is going. We appreciate all of you listening and watching our episodes. So thank you for being here. If you'd like to take it that one step further, you can. That's at patreon.com/101 part-time jobs. Cheers.